Today we will explore 5 Native American myths that may be based on real events, stories that might reveal how much ancient people truly witnessed. If you love uncovering the forgotten and the mysterious, subscribe now and let's begin our journey into the ancient unknown. The Thunderbird and the Sky Battle. The beast above. Across North America, from the Rocky Mountains to the Great Lakes, tribes told of a creature so massive it could blot out the sun. They called it the Thunderbird, ruler of the skies, guardian of the upper world, and enemy of the great serpents below. When its wings flapped, thunder rolled across the plains. When its eyes opened, lightning flashed from the clouds. To the Lakota, the Thunderbird brought storms that nourished the earth. To the Menominee, it was a protector that punished those who broke natural law. And to the Ojibwe, it was a messenger between the mortal world and the spirit realm. But the stories go deeper. They tell of an endless war between the Thunderbird and a colossal horned serpent, a creature of the underworld that sought to devour humankind. This battle raged in the sky, a struggle between chaos and balance. Then, centuries later, something remarkable. Explorers began finding enormous fossilized wings and bones buried in rock formations. Cave paintings in Utah and Arizona depicted bird-like beings attacking serpents, exactly as described in the myths. And in 1890, a newspaper called the Tombstone Epitaph claimed 2 ranchers shot a giant winged creature with skin like leather and wings like a bat, not feathers. Coincidence? Or could this legend be the echo of a time when massive birds, perhaps prehistoric survivors, still soared over North America? Others suggest something more cosmic, meteors or auroras seen by ancient eyes, interpreted as sky battles. Whatever its origin, one thing is certain. When the storm rumbles, the Thunderbird still reminds us that some legends never truly die. The Great Flood. When the world drowned, across almost every Native American culture, there exists one unshakable memory: the Great Flood. From the Pacific coast to the Great Plains, tribes remember a time when water swallowed the world. The Hopis say humanity turned away from spiritual truth, forcing the Creator to destroy the earth. Only a few righteous people were saved in hollow reeds, a striking image of ancient escape vessels. The Mi'kmaq of the Northeast tell of weeks of endless rain when the sea swallowed the land, leaving only mountaintops above the waves. And the Klamath of Oregon recall a fiery mountain that exploded and then collapsed into a vast lake, a clear echo of the real eruption of Mount Mazama, which formed Crater Lake around 7,700 years ago. Modern science later confirmed that at the end of the Ice Age, immense glacial lakes broke apart, unleashing the Missoula floods, torrents of water so powerful they carved entire canyons and swept boulders the size of houses across Washington and Montana. Could the tribes have remembered those events thousands of years after they happened? Or do their stories point to something even older, a global memory shared by all humanity? The flood myths remind us of one thing: the earth has destroyed itself before and survived. And perhaps those who told these stories weren't warning of what was, but of what will come again. The giants of the earth, the red-haired ones. Across the Nevada desert, the Paiute people warned of a terrible race, the Siteka, red-haired giants who hunted humans and defied the tribes. These beings were said to live in caves, towering over normal men, with strange voices and immense strength. According to legend, after years of terror, the tribes joined together and trapped the last of these giants inside a cave, setting it on fire until their cries faded into silence. That cave is real. Lovelock Cave, Nevada. In 1911, miners digging for guano uncovered enormous bones, sandals over a foot long, and strange red hair still clinging to skull fragments. The discovery caused a wave of curiosity, before being quietly dismissed as distorted human remains. But the Paiute story existed long before archaeology touched that cave. And it wasn't just the Paiute. The Choctaw told of a giant tribe in the east that devoured men whole. The Comanche described a nation of red-haired giants who could outrun a buffalo. Even the Navajo spoke of ancient monsters of the mountains, wiped out by divine storms. Could these stories be the distant memory of a lost branch of early humans, massive, powerful, and feared? Or are they metaphors for conquerors who came from distant lands? Whatever the case, the earth remembers them. In every mound and cave, their shadow lingers, the red-haired ones who ruled before mankind took the land. The Star People, visitors from the sky. Among the Lakota, Hopi, and Zuni, there are stories of luminous beings who descended from the heavens, the star people. They were not gods, but guides, teachers who shared knowledge of the stars, agriculture, and medicine. They helped tribes mark celestial events, building calendars and ceremonial sites aligned with the heavens. The Lakota say their ancestors were born from a union between a star woman and a mortal man, a bloodline connecting heaven and earth. The Hopi-Kachina spirits, mysterious masked beings, are said to descend from the sky during sacred rituals, bringing rain and harmony. Even their ancient petroglyphs show tall figures with radiant heads, surrounded by circles and lines that resemble celestial maps. Around the world, we see the same patterns: the Sumerian Anunnaki, the Mayan sky gods, the Egyptian beings from Sirius. How could such similar myths exist across continents separated by oceans? Perhaps these are not coincidences. Perhaps ancient humanity truly witnessed something. Beings that descended from the sky in fire and light. Whether they were travelers from the stars or symbols of enlightenment, their message was the same: remember who you are and where you came from. The star people, visitors from the sky, among the Lakota, Hopi, and Zuni, there are stories of luminous beings who descended from the heavens. The star people, they were not gods, but guides, teachers who shared knowledge of the stars, agriculture, and medicine. They helped tribes mark celestial events, building calendars and ceremonial sites aligned with the heavens. The Lakota say their ancestors were born from a union between a star woman and a mortal man, a bloodline connecting heaven and earth. The Hopi-Kachina spirits, mysterious masked beings, are said to descend from the sky during sacred rituals, bringing rain and harmony. Even their ancient petroglyphs show tall figures with radiant heads, surrounded by circles and lines that resemble celestial maps. Around the world, we see the same patterns: the Sumerian Anunnaki, the Mayan sky gods, the Egyptian beings from Sirius. How could such similar myths exist across continents separated by oceans? Perhaps these are not coincidences. Perhaps ancient humanity truly witnessed something: beings that descended from the sky in fire and light. Whether they were travelers from the stars or symbols of enlightenment, their message was the same: remember who you are and where you came from. The shining mountain, the fire that fell from the sky. Across tribes from the Great Plains to the Southwest, there are stories of a night when the sky burned. The Cheyenne speak of a shining mountain that fell from the heavens, shaking the earth and turning night into fire. The Pawnee told of a blazing stone sent by the sky people to punish the arrogant. And in some Lakota traditions, it was said that the stars themselves once rained down upon the world, ending an age of men. At first, these tales sound like poetic warnings, symbols of divine judgment, but beneath the imagery lies something astonishing. Modern science has uncovered evidence of a massive impact event roughly 12,000 years ago. The Younger Dryas cosmic impact, a time when a fragmenting comet may have struck North America, melting ice sheets and causing fires that spread across the continent. Could the shining mountain be a memory of that real catastrophe, a celestial disaster witnessed by ancestors who survived it? To the tribes, it was not an ending, but a cleansing, the death of an old world and the birth of a new one. Maybe this myth is the missing link between all the others: the fire before the flood, the destruction that forced people underground, the storm that birthed the Thunderbird. When the sky itself fell to earth, the world began again. We saw the Thunderbird, the mighty guardian of the sky, whose wings brought thunder and whose cry split the heavens. We watched the great flood consume the world and reshape the land beneath our feet. We met the red-haired giants, towering beings who vanished into myth, yet left their bones in the dust. We followed the star people, luminous visitors who descended from the sky to guide humanity. And we journeyed to the world beneath, to the ant people, who sheltered mankind through the darkness of destruction. Each of these stories speaks to something deeper, something beyond legend. They remind us that ancient voices saw things we've forgotten and remembered things we're only now beginning to rediscover. Maybe these myths are not symbols, but memories. Maybe the storytellers of old were historians of a world we no longer recognize, witnesses to cataclysms, civilizations, and visitors that shaped the earliest dawn of humankind. And if these legends truly remember real events, then history isn't a line, it's a circle, repeating itself with every storm, every flood, every rediscovery. If this journey opened your mind to the possibility that truth hides in legend, subscribe to Ancient Dilemma and walk with us through the shadows of time. Every week, we uncover new mysteries, lost worlds, ancient civilizations, forgotten knowledge, and the echoes that link myth to reality. Hit the bell so you never miss what we uncover next. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 myths do you believe holds the most truth, and why? Because here, on Ancient Dilemma, we don't just tell stories of the past. We listen to the voices that time tried to silence. And sometimes, those voices are closer to the truth than we dare to imagine.